And our first guest joins us in studio, Jeff Chartier. He's a director with National Waste Management Holdings Incorporated. The stock symbol's NWMH. Jeff, great to see you again.
Great to see you too, Don.
Now, we initiated coverage of the company last month. We've been looking forward to this interview. The company is, through your subsidiaries, basically in the landfill business in Florida. You service the construction and demolition industry. I guess a general overview.
That's correct, yeah. We specialize in C&D landfill. We're one of the leaders on the west coast of Florida. We also provide roll-off services in approximately 6 counties on the west coast of Florida. And we also have transfer stations, which in turn, basically, we're a one-stop shop for our customers.
What I thought was really interesting when I was researching your company is not only are you servicing the construction and demolition industry with the landfill, but at the same time, which I think is kind of a challenge, is that you're trying to limit the impact on the landfill. How do you accomplish that?
Well, we accomplish that with just what I mentioned. We're actually a one-stop shop. We actually have the landfill service, and then we also have the roll-off services. And in turn, in between the landfill, we also have a transfer station where we sort through all the debris and all the recyclables, which actually lets us reduce the amount that's going to the landfill and put it back into commerce.
So when you have this construction and demolition materials coming in, and as you say, you sort through these, and
Yes.
you have a certain percentage of these that are recyclable, those recyclable materials, does that create another revenue stream for the company?
It most certainly does. And this is growing more and more as we grow the company. And we're positioned for a mandate that the Florida state has put into effect, where in turn, right now, there's roughly around 25% of all the materials being recycled in the state of Florida, and they've mandated it where all the recyclables have to be around 75% within 2020. So the company's really positioned well for that, for that expansion.
Wait a minute, so we're talking almost a 200 or 300% increase in requirement by the mandate in less than 5 years.
That's correct.
That's unbelievable.
Yes. Yeah.
Does the company feel it's positioned to be able to accomplish that?
Yes, and the reason that they are is not only because of what they're able to do, but also because of management, which is very, very important.
Well, you just jumped right into my second question, because I know that you as a director of public companies are very, very interested in management. I know you're very impressed with the management of this company. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yes, I am. Actually, the gentleman that's the major shareholder of the company, Charles Telon, he has over 40 years of experience in the industry. And the other second in command is Louis Pavelicchio. His name is Tiny. He has over 25 years of experience in the industry working with Mr. Telon. About 20 years ago, they put together a very large conglomerate in upstate New York and sold that all off to Waste Management for over $70 million. And this is their next move down here in the state of Florida. And they're very, very positioned well to do this whole mandate that's been in effect in the state of Florida for 2020.
Now, is the company trying to ramp up towards this mandate? I mean, they're at 25% now. Say a year from now, they try to get to 40%, then to 50%. Is that kind of the game plan?
That is the game plan. And if they follow their business plan like they did previously with their previous business, which they are doing, we already have our targets on for 3 or 4 minor acquisitions over the next year, which we'll be making announcements about, of course, with you. And people will see how we're positioned in this company the way, not only just for the company, but also for the shareholders of the company, which everybody's very excited about.
Well, Jeff, you mentioned at the top of the interview during your opening statement that the company is also involved with other products and services. Can you give us more detail?
Yeah, sure. Last year, 2014, the company processed about 200,000 square cubic yards to the landfill, which in turn would fill about 12 miles of trucks down the highway, which is, a lot, obviously, but the company's positioned to expand that tremendously over the next couple of years with the infrastructure and the many acquisitions that the company's involved with right now at this time.
I think the last time I was driving in Florida, I got stuck behind that line of trucks.
Yeah, that could be. It was on Route 4.
Now, going back to the mandate situation and the recycling situation, so as you ramp up towards this 75% mandate that has to occur by 2015, that has to, for the company, create more additional revenue from the recycled materials.
That's correct, yes. And that's our business model as well. That has been created over the next 2 to 3 years with the different acquisitions that the company is making and in the process of closing on some of those right now as we speak. The company will be positioned very well and able to handle all these recyclables. And with the end user and the different revenue streams that are coming in, you can only see the explosive growth that the company has in the future.
This has just been a fascinating
Yeah.
interview with a subject I don't think a lot of people really understand in details. This is probably an obvious question, but why is this a good time right now for folks to take a closer look at this company?
Well, first of all, as you know, I'm a big buyer on management. The management is second to none in this company for this sector, and a proven management team which has worked with waste management previously. Secondly, as you know about the mandate, the company's positioned very well in the state already, and as they expand and grow, they should be one of the leaders in this whole 2020 mandate, and the company's very excited at this particular time.
You know, often you hear in the news about companies, businesses being upset about government regulations and
Right.
mandates, but in this case, you're really standing to benefit from it.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And as you know, it's a regulated sector, so it's not an easy sector to get into, and this company already has sunken their teeth into this sector down there in the States. So they're very excited, the shareholders are very excited, and we look forward to bringing you some really great news in the very near future.
Stock symbols NWMH, National Waste Management Holdings. As you know, we are watching a company for the next several weeks. We look forward to some of those updates. Jeff, thanks so much for joining us here.
Thanks again, Don.